Welcome everyone to your webinar today. Today I'm going to be talking about holistic career development, how to ignite your career now for greater fulfillment and success. And for those who are just joining us, get yourself settled for the next hour, grab a coffee if you need to, and also feel free to comment, pop question into the chat box, into the Q&A panel as well, and I will get to all your questions throughout the session, as well. At the end, I have budgeted some time for us to get through all of the comments and questions that you may have. When I talk about career development, I like to kickstart off with some quotes to get you start thinking. And one of the quotes, and I am a big Disney fan, that gets me excited, it's this quote from Finding Nemo. It's called, "When life gets you down, you know what you got to do? Just keep swimming." I find that if there is one quote that defines Dory in Finding Nemo, this is it. And if there is one quote I can use to define one's career path, this it is as well. In the ocean of possibilities, you can decide on any career path. The key is knowing exactly where you are in the food chain and be willing to decide who you want to be and how you want to achieve it. And today we are going to look at the ocean of possibilities waiting for you and how to capitalize on exactly what you want in your career and how to get them. I am Lily Woi, Executive Leadership and Career Advancement Specialist. My career started in the world of migration testing and corporate taxation. I know, very exciting career. I eventually moved into the world of leadership development, culture, and behavior change. I became a consultant for Deloitte Consulting, helping to develop and deliver leadership programs for both existing leaders and high potential individuals, to focus on achieving their career goals and stretch their leadership capabilities. I also am a facilitator for I Am Remarkable, empowering women and underrepresented groups to speak openly about their accomplishment in the workplace and beyond, focusing on breaking any modesty norms and glass ceilings that we might have self-imposed on us. Today, I work with corporate professionals to unlock their full potential and succeed, because most feel stuck and unfulfilled with their current work life, not to mention they don't know what they want, how to get there, or why they want it. So I help them to get purposeful and intentional, to break the glass ceiling and to unleash their full potential. Bottom line is, you must get excited about realizing your ultimate career dreams. I told you my career started in the world of testing and corporate taxation. Well, what I realized that I started in my career in the exact wrong place. I embarked on the wrong career path. And as a self-proclaimed extroverted introvert, I spent years trying to figure out who I was, always yearning for connection, but also constantly wanting my own solitude. You know how sometimes you feel you just don't fully fit in, but you're not really excluded either. You just feel stuck. And more often than not, I felt like I didn't belong. I spent years struggling to find my voice, my passion, my identity. It made me self-conscious that I didn't know who I was supposed to be. When I started my first full-time career in corporate consulting, it felt like I had a blank slate, like how you wish you could wipe clean all of your past history and insecurity and start fresh with confidence. How wrong I was. If anything, it amplified. Often I'm told you need to speak up, you're too quiet, you need to fit in more. And this led me to constantly try and be someone I'm not. Of course, all of this advice was given with the most well-meaning intention, but it backfired. Eventually, it made me doubt my professional abilities and eroded my confidence massively. I felt like I had to maintain a positive positive and a happy facade and said yes to almost everything to prove my value. It was mentally and physically exhausting. Fortunately, I've also met a lot of great mentors and coaches in my career who noticed my struggles and gave me the space to just figure things out for myself, supporting me with their guidance and pushing me to step into my power. They gave me the tools as well as the reality check that I need to stop holding myself back and to start showing up to work and life authentically. I learned to hold my space. I learned to be proud and unapologetic of my value, and I started getting noticed for the right reasons. I was on my leader's radar and quickly started getting promotion and advancement opportunities that I wanted. Within the year, I was a candidate for fast track promotion, and more importantly, through all of this, I felt happier and more fulfilled than I've ever been. And at the same time, I came across an opportunity to deliver career and leadership development for a global multinational client, and I immediately jumped at it. And that was the spark that led me to where I am today. Everything kind of fell into place. I found my calling. And I was so passionate about doing this, I managed to craft out a role within my company to do just that, delivering career coaching and leadership development for current and upcoming leaders, all the while being more junior in grade. I created a career that I get excited about every day. And I decided I want to do this full time on my own. And right before a lucrative promotion, I resigned from my company with zero regrets. This shocked a lot of people, especially my close colleagues. But because I am so clear and confident of my worth and my value, a title is no longer needed. And this has been the best decision I have made in my career. So here I am. I'm here to help you to become the leader you aspire to be, to create a career that gets you excited about, and to advance in the right career path for you, and to be the best version of yourself. Many are in the exact wrong path, hoping the right one would just drop into their lap. Some are in the right place, but not fulfilled, frustrated, and staying for the wrong reason. They don't hate what they do, but they don't really like it either. Most know they desire and want so much more, but the risk of making the wrong choice is paralyzing and not worth the gamble. You all need to love what you do and do what you love. So today, I'm going to provide you with some simple but yet highly effective tools that will help you dare to dream and dare to take action. And you would free yourself from your career ruts. You will walk away with crucial next steps on how to be a solid future leader, to think independently, to shift your internal behaviors, to challenge your comfort zone, and grow your presence. And now is the time to progress in your career and know what to do and how to do it, so you can master the science of professional agility and advancement. You also have an opportunity to connect with me further to see how I can support you beyond today. So let's get started with the main factors you need to surpass your career aspiration. And this is where I will start sharing my screen. To get started, to look at how you can surpass your career aspiration, we must look at who are you and are you advancement ready? We all need to know that if you are advancement ready, and you are advancement ready if you meet these 5 criteria. The first one is delivering effective performance. It means that your personal objective fits and benefits your career objective. You're able to drive yourself and your company forward and you bring value. So there is alignment in terms of what you do, the performance you deliver to your ultimate career, your company's objective and your company's goal. The second one is you consistently go above and beyond. You look beyond your role, beyond your grade, and you outperform and deliver beyond what people expect of you. The third one is you can readily do your boss's job. Let's be real. You will only be promoted when you can demonstrate you're able to perform at the next level, which is your immediate line manager's job. So look at your boss's job. What are they doing? How are they doing it? And how you'll be able to start going and doing their job as the next level up. The fourth one is about being able to see the big picture, being strategic. You're able to connect the dots and you understand what you do affect your wider team's performance. You can see what's happening upstream and downstream, and you can help to bring a full picture or the whole picture to the table and facilitate conversation and connection points where it is needed. And the last one is you need to have a can-do attitude. And this is about you being resourceful. And everyone is a resourceful human being, is tapping into your resourcefulness, not giving up, and finding creative ways to get things done. Basically, you don't give up and you persevere. You go after challenges and you find ways to solve it, either on yourself or you leverage and you bring in more people to help you to solve it. So tell me in the chat, type in a yes if you have met this criteria or you're well on your way to meeting this criteria. And in our current work landscape, these are the basics you need to have in place to demonstrate your advancement rating. So let me know where you're at on this journey, and I can answer any question you might have on these 5 criteria. The thing is, these are the basics. These are great to have. But to truly ignite your career path, you must also understand what makes you advancement ready, as well as action ready. The 5 points I shared are deciding if you're advancement ready, but we have not covered action ready yet. Some are ready for the end result, but they do not take the action to make it happen. Trust me, if you're sitting and waiting for the next opportunity to drop in your lap, you will never surpass your true aspiration. Action gets result, but not everyone is willing, ready, or able to take the right next step to get those results. Why? It's because they have not developed all of the 8 ingredients or factors that are needed to be action ready. And these 8 ingredients or factors will help you to look at your career development holistically and to not just focus on certain aspects of your career. You need to look at all of this holistically and develop all of this together to really put you in a good standing. And I'm going to go through each of these ingredients one by one. So be ready to take your notes. The first one is your career confidence. Your confidence in your value, in your work, in your abilities, and whether you consciously and consistently step outside of your comfort zone, nurturing rock solid career confidence. Because confidence is a muscle, you need to keep working on it to maintain it. If you keep yourself in your comfort zone for too long, you start to lose confidence in yourself. And it's being very conscious and intentional about building your comfort zone by taking small steps outside of your comfort zone and challenge and push yourself to grow and be a better version of yourself every day. The next one It's about developing healthy boundaries. Do you have healthy personal and work boundaries? How confident are you in saying no, in pushing back, in challenging others when they toe the line with us? I'm not talking about the obvious black, black or white ethics or conducts. Those are clear cut. I'm talking about those more hidden gray areas when you're being asked to take on more work than you're able to. You're being asked to work on days when you're not supposed to be working. When you're being asked to work overtime constantly. When you just don't feel like doing something because that's part of your job. How good are you in setting and maintaining boundaries? And respecting your boundaries starts with yourself. How do you communicate and respect your own boundaries? It dictates how other people start respecting your boundaries. So looking at healthy boundaries is a very important ingredient. The next one is we have authentic self-impression. And this is all about your personal branding. What's your story? How do you make a memorable first impression? What do you want to be known for? How clearly and confidently can you articulate this to yourself and to others? And the action or the consistent habit you're doing to keep nurturing and living your brand. Your brand is you. It's not a separate entity or not a separate thing for you to think about. How do you live your brand every day and projecting what you want others to know about you? And this is not about being something you're not, or not being about someone you're not. This is about how are you living and representing your values and principles externally. And this is about taking back control of your narrative, of how you want others to perceive you, and not let others decide for you. So it's about being conscious about your personal branding and take control of what it is saying about you. The fourth one is career, relationship, and allyship. Let's face it, office politics is real. It's about how do you navigate the office politics in a way that benefits you and fits your personality style. And I would say this, banish all of the stereotypical office politics sitcom shows this is not about sleazy sucking up or stepping on others to get on top. This is about how do you form healthy, respectful, and mutually benefiting work relationship with people that will be able to champion you, be your advocate when you're not in the room, and be your allies. These are the important relationships that you start building and nurturing, and it will last you a lifetime. So career relationship is so important, and a lot of people do not pay enough attention and do not put conscious effort in developing it. The fifth ingredient is self-leadership. How do you hold yourself? Are you true to your words? How do you lead yourself at work? And how do you become a more effective and efficient leader from the inside out? How do you intentionally influence yourself and subsequently others towards achieving your objective and the common team's objective? You can't be a leader for others when you're not a leader for yourself. And when I talk about being a leader, I'm not talking about having a formal authority about managing another person. I'm talking about how do you be a leader for yourself, and that would help to start influence how people start to look at you and how you can be a leader and a peer that inspire each other. The next one is about career, or the next one is about career fulfillment. Do you fully understand your why? which is essentially your career purpose and your vision? Do you know what will bring you fulfillment and satisfaction at work? Are you clear about your desires and your goals? Are your work needs being met? Are you doing something that is meaningful to you? Notice that I use the word purpose and meaning and not passion. Don't focus on finding your passion. Passion comes with time. We develop passion for what we do over time. Focus on chasing after your purpose and doing something that is purposeful and meaningful to you. Focusing on purpose gives you resilience, and this is what will get you ahead and keep you going when it's difficult and challenging. So purpose and meaning in the workplace is very important, but it's often misunderstood and often used interchangeably with passion. Focus on purpose, passion will come after. The next one is resilience and agility. How do you nurture resilience so you're able to bounce back from unexpected challenges? How do you process information quicker so you can reduce your reaction time? Do you have healthy work-life balance habits? And resilience and agility do not only develop in the workplace. It's the lifestyle that you're living, including your personal life, that would increase your resilience and agility at work. And it's about looking at yourself as a whole human being and not trying to split yourself in half to your work self and your home and personal self. How do you look at yourself as a human being? What are your needs and what well-being needs you need to focus on and make sure that it is being met both at work and in your personal life? And by meeting your well-being needs and then by building up resilience building habits, you start to be more resilient at work as well as in life. And the last ingredient is about career awareness and mindfulness. Do you take time out to reflect and take stock of where you are in your career? Acknowledge your achievement and celebrate your success. That is so important because all of the learnings, all of the achievement, and all of the successes you make, no matter how small or how big it is, it's going to keep you moving forward and it's going to help you to stay motivated as well. It's also about, do you take the time out to know who you are and what makes you tick? It's about self-awareness. Are you aware of your personality traits, your personal values, your habits, your emotion, your psychological needs? Because all of this drives your behaviors and drives your action. And these 8 ingredients are so important for you to develop so you're action ready. And when you combine being advancement ready, so the 5 principles that I shared earlier, and these 8 ingredients to be advancement ready, you would be unstoppable. So drop it in the chat box, which ingredients have you mastered and which are the ones you think you need to focus on? And feel free to pop in any questions you have on this. And in order for you to be able to get started on all of this, you must be willing to take responsibility of who you are and how you show up or don't show up for yourself and for other people. And the way that I like to describe it is as the ability to identify and adjust the story running you. Everyone has a story running through your mind. Most of us have quite a few. And what I mean by story is, for example, a woman was working as a project manager at American Express who wanted to advance to being a director and then a vice president. Her story, no college degree. Each promotion was announced company-wide, and in this announcement, they would list the level of education. This woman was embarrassed about her lack of college degree, but with some slight adjustments, she overcame that mind obstacle and became a director. But the story in her head grew and grew, and when she wanted the vice president position, that story led her to the belief that no one at that level would respect her because of her lack of college degree. So as a result, she retired as a director. What is your story? No education, no specialization, not enough experience, too much experience, too young, too old, too tall, too short, too something, or not enough of something. What is your story? Pop it into the chat box as well. What is the story you have been telling yourself that is stopping you from going to greater heights? We all have that great story, which turns into convincing excuses. And this boils down to one thing: fear. Fear causes you to play small, not take risks, not step outside of your comfort zone, apologize for not being enough, and not forging your way to the top. And the story we tell ourselves comes from what we heard, what we saw, what we heard other people say or did. And we are a database of stories from our past. The mind is an amazing tool. Used effectively, you can do anything. Used ineffectively, you're like the most of the world. You settle and you live within your comfort zone. And I won't go into the subconscious and conscious mind too much, but know this: 95% of your decisions are subconscious, and only 5% are conscious. What does this mean? It means that we are at the mercy of every story from our past and is dictating our future. So what we need to do is we need to get ahead of that by designing a more powerful future than our past. We are going to leave behind the old story running on autopilot. And what I want you to start doing today is to create a vision. And that's the start of the 6-ingredient career fulfillment. Because by creating a vision, your vision can then turn into a plan. And the plan then turns into action. And you get outcomes as a result. And this is about aligning your vision to your core values. Because in the absence of a vision, you are creating by default. You are in your comfort zone. A vision forces you to imagine a more empowering story and start living it. So let's start creating a vision for you. Here are a few sample questions for you to start answering and for you to start reflecting. What would I love as my career? What would I do if I could not fail at all? What ability do I possess that I enjoy using? What am I good at? What am I great at? And what do I excel at? What I would love to accomplish is fill in the blank. And the most important question of all that underpins all of these questions is, why do I want what I want? So start reflecting on these few questions and start painting a picture on what your future could look like. And when you answer these questions, focus on being aligned with your core values. This is something for you to answer for your own. It's not about researching online or looking on Instagram and trying to pick a person and say you want to be that person. That can serve as an inspiration, but your vision must be a reflection on who you are, and it's aligned to your core values. It must also stretch you out from your comfort zone. So talking about looking at role models for inspiration and stretch you out from your comfort zone, from what you think you could do to what you want to do. And lastly, and most importantly, it must light you up. It must get you excited. It must get you motivated to take the first step to move forward. And once you answered this question, it's then, how do you get there? There is a single mental move you can make, which in a millisecond would solve enormous problems for you. It has the potential to improve almost any personal or business situation you will ever encounter. And it could literally propel you down the path to incredible success. And we have a name for this magic mental activity, and it's called decision. The need to decide. Because decision bridges the gap to action. We spend so much time trying to figure out what's the best way forward, what's the best next step. And we get into a cycle of being paralyzed by too much information, by too much uncertainty, by overthinking a lot of things. What really gets you forward is by making a decision so you can start acting on it. It doesn't need to be the perfect decision. It could also be the wrong decision, but you will never know until you start acting on it. Because once you decide, you will start moving. Every day, do one thing in the direction of your vision. Keep motivated and take one step every day that would move you forward to achieving your vision. And this is about taking daily small steps and being consistent with it. Don't focus on doing everything in one go and trying to achieve it within a few months. Spread it out, make it a habit, and you eventually get there quicker than you imagine. The next thing is also reaffirm your why. Keep going back to why are you doing this? So you stay motivated and make the next step that will keep you moving forward. As well as keep an achievement log. Create a list of every win, every success, every problem you solve, no matter how big or small it is. This is your catalog that will keep you motivated. This also acts as an evidence base as you start pulling out all of your achievement to back up what you're saying. And lastly, and most importantly, be aware of the language you use on yourself that limits your growth. Replace but and use the word and. The word but negates whatever statement that precedes it. Your mind does not focus on your desire to get in shape. It only sees the hard work you will need to get there. So replace but with and. Replace try with I can or I will. As Yoda say, there is no try. You either do it or you don't. Replace can't with yes, I can. Completely eliminate your use of this word and you will see a significant positive change in your life. Or if you feel you can't eliminate it, use the word yet. I can't do this yet. Not yet. You're not limiting yourself. You're starting to realize and start to see yourself as a person who constantly grows. Replace the word if with when. These tiny words breathe doubt and uncertainty. And when used often, it eats away at your confidence and your intended action. So stop saying if, start saying when you do this. Replace should with choose. Everything is a choice. You shouldn't be forced to do something. I am choosing to do this because this is what I want to do. And stop saying someday. Decide when and schedule it on your calendar. Do it now. Live as if and walk through the world as if your vision is already a reality. And block out time in your diary to prioritize that one thing that will start moving you forward. If it feels too big, break it down. Break it down to as small of an action as it could be so you can start moving forward. Because consistency is key. Small step adds up over time. The longer you delay, the more convincing excuses and fears you make up in your mind. Take the first step today. And I want to be your first step in to start creating a powerful career with great success. And we don't have enough time today to deep dive into every single ingredient that I've shared. So if you're interested to advance in your career, I'm going to also offer you a little bonus. What I have done over the past year is I've put together a little assessment, which I call my advancement readiness assessment. And you can do this after the session. Go to the URL bit.ly/Lily Career Assessment and take your advancement ready assessment. What this would do, it would show you the areas you are good at and the areas you need to focus on. And on behalf of We Are the City, I have crafted out a limited number of time slots to invite you to hop on a call with me to see what is working, what's not working, and what would you love to have working. I'm happy to see how I can further support you in realizing your career dreams based on your core values and your why. And it's not about making ends meet. You will begin to discover what's keeping you stuck in your career and why. How to craft a career blueprint that gets you excited, motivated, and matches your personality. What are the gaps and how can you start closing it? And how to start attracting opportunities and confidently go all in with your career. You only want to do this if you're ready to truly step into your career and stay on the right path. And I have dedicated my career to help people to do this. And I've been quite successful at it. You will only get on a call if and only if you are ready to make the decision and to make a change. So please don't sign up if you're not willing to invest your time and energy and heart and soul into doing this and creating a career that gets you excited, gets you proud of, and gets you to where you want to be so you can make a difference in the world. So after this call, go to the assessment link, take the assessment, and I'm happy to have a chat with you on this. And with that, I'm gonna hit us into our Q&A section. So let me stop sharing my screen and see what question do we have coming in. So we have a couple of comments in the chat box. Roxanne, definitely ready. Really glad to see that. And 2-0 for the game, not politically savvy. You're never too old for the game. I disagree with that. There is always room for us to grow and always room for us to learn new things and to shift our perspective and look at things differently. This is not about playing the game. This is about noticing what are the hidden lines of power and understanding what are the power dynamics that's happening around you and spotting opportunities where you're able to tap into that and use it to advantage. And not being politically savvy, that is something that all of us struggle with. So, and it's not about shying away from it, it's about leaning into it and start noticing what's happening around you, and you'll naturally find out where are the gaps and opportunities for you to plug yourself in it.